And the simmering U.S.-China tensions are also a factor at the Beyond Tech Expo in Macau. Our reporter Annabelle Drillis is there and joins us now. Belle, what's your sense of the mood on the ground?
Yeah, well, Haz, I can tell you that US-China tensions are factoring into conversations here at Beyond the Expo that's just kicked off in Macau overnight. I mean, some of it's in quite obvious ways. For instance, I'm standing here at the iFlyTech booth. That was actually one of the first companies that was sanctioned during Trump's initial term in office. It was also one of the early frontrunners in the AI space. But generally, this is also a hardware event. And last night, for instance, we also heard from a panel of 4 different entrepreneurs in China that are all operating pretty major businesses, including in the transport, smartphone space, and they were all saying the same thing, which is that the price pressures and the competition within China is just so intense that they do need to find export markets abroad, and that's really difficult when you're facing things like the de minimis exemptions and also tariffs. But it's not just that focus on US-China tensions. I mean, here there's also a lot of really funky, cool technology that's on display. For instance, this company here is integrating AI into how you end up feeding your pet. We're seeing AI that's also being used in a lot of different ways, for instance, in food technology, sports technology, lots of different applications. Also in the humanoid robot space, because we know, for instance, that China's been a real front runner in the humanoid space. Lots of policy support, investments over several decades, and now you're really starting to see the results of that. So this, for instance, this robot here that we're taking a look at, it's from Engine AI. This is one of the best known robot startups in the Chinese robotics industry. So this one here, I'm told, has the capacity to do a front flip. This one here in particular, maybe not coded to do that, but I'm told it can also shake my hand. So let's just see if that, can we shake my hand? There we go. All right, we made it work. I think it can also do a dance as well. So this, again, a really big focus has on humanoid robots, and there's lots of different stalls where you can see them here today.
Took a little bit of time, but the handshake did come, Belle. We know that Huawei is one company at the center of US-China chip tensions. What's going on there?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, Huawei is really a company that's been caught in the crosshairs between the US and China for a long time now, but it's something that's really ratcheted up over the past couple of weeks, and this really revolves around this new warning that the US put out. So essentially, last week or the week before, the US put out a statement saying that any company anywhere in the world that's using Huawei's technology could be in violation of US export rules. Now, Beijing, we know they pushed back on this, and they actually said that this action from the US could risk undermining all the progress that was made in Geneva on the trade talk front. But at the same time, the US hasn't really changed their stance so much. Yes, they removed that wording anywhere in the world, but it stays in place. So now China has come out with their response to this overnight, and they're actually threatening legal action for any company that complies with this US call to not use Huawei technology. So they're saying that any company could be in breach of what's called the anti-sanctions or anti-foreign sanctions law if they do proceed with assisting the US. So certainly something that, again, risks that progress on trade talks, even as we see conversations that continue, for instance, between China's vice foreign minister meeting yesterday with the new US ambassador to China, David Perdue, but also other conversations, including earlier this week between the PBOC governor and also the former US Treasury Secretary. But Huawei, to note, of course, one of the different companies that are exhibiting here today at the Beyond Expo in Macau.
Belle, you got to wonder how this might all play out.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, certainly these trade tensions, you know, and you see that really being factored in, again, as I said, into a lot of different conversations here, in a lot of ways that it's sort of being sliced and diced. I think, as I said, for the companies that are exhibiting here, one of their primary concerns is when you've got those competitive pressures at home, how do you continue to find new export markets? And countries are really becoming aware of this overcapacity concern, and so it does become an issue for businesses here that are trying to find these new international markets. But again, you know, it's something that dialogue is continuing. It doesn't remove really some of the major sticking points, and semiconductors is issue number one.